Hey everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 8 to 10 days in today's video. And this takes us into March. I think we're going up to around the 2nd or 3rd of March with this update. So it's turning cold. It's very mild across England and Wales over the weekend. We saw maximum temperature just up to 15, 16 degrees. But it is turning colder today. And it looks like this cold weather is in, certainly for the rest of this week and the weekend. Possibly extending out into next week as well. So we could be going into quite a prolonged cold period here. Actually, certainly the most prolonged and coldest period of the winter, because it's nearly over, of course, now, winter 2015-2016. I think we'll be ending it on quite a cold note. We're starting spring on a fairly cold note as well, I would think, next week, bearing in mind these are just statistical things. The 1st of March is classed as the first day of spring because it's useful for dealing with the statistics, but there's no real defined period for when winter ends and spring begins every year, and every season is different. Sometimes winter will finish very early, other times it will extend out well in spring, go out into April even sometimes. So but anyway, the first day of spring will be the 1st of March when we come to deal with the statistics. So before I get on with the weather for the next week to 10 days, just to say about the ads that Gaz of Links articles on all pages, have a browse widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks very much for doing that. I thought we'd just start with centering temperature from Hadley. So we currently stand at 5.2 Celsius for February, an anomaly of 1.5 degrees above average. That's provisional up to the 20th. In fact, that might just have updated, taking into account yesterday's temperatures. No, it hasn't updated. Yeah, that'll probably tick up a bit more once we take into account the temperatures for yesterday, because it was a very mild day, as I say, across much of England and Wales. But after this, I think it'll be downhill. And actually, February is going to be the coldest month of this winter, most definitely. It will come in under January, and of course it's going to come in way under December, which was the warmest December on record. I think it'll come out probably somewhere around 4.7, 4.8, something like that. So it'll probably still be a bit above average, but it's certainly going to be the coolest month, or the coldest month of the winter. So we can see that the temperatures are on a downward spiral now on the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles the next 2 weeks. So the red line here is the 30-year temperature average. It's still just about a little bit above average across the far south, but you see within the next few hours the temperatures will be going down below average, and then they've got quite a prolonged cold period there. Dates on the bottom of the graph here, and certainly going up to the 2nd, 3rd of March, which is around here. We're below average. We're below the red line consistently for the next week to 10 days. In fact, even after that, into the second half of the ensemble, we're still remaining a little bit below average even then. But there is more scatter in this second part of the graph. So some members are going significantly milder than other members are staying cold. Of course, there's more cold members than there are mild members, because the trend line, which is this white line, that is actually staying below average even into the second part of the graph. So even going into the second week of March, the hint is there, but it's staying quite cool. But let's just concentrate really on the next week to 10 days, and that is looking quite an extended cold period coming up, certainly below average being signalled there. Also pretty dry, that's the other point with this. I don't think there's going to be a great deal of snow around, but as the winds go into the east over the weekend, we can't rule out the chance of bringing in snow showers off the North Sea coast. The models always struggle with that, bringing in wintry showers, snow showers off the east coast, and we won't know how widespread and heavy showers are on the eastern side until much closer to the weekend. But generally, the precipitation is easing off through to the end of the month, and then it comes back a bit as we go through into the start of March. Of course, that's a very long way off. The temperature anomaly for the coming week is going from the 22nd of February through to the 1st of March. It's coming out colder than average, as it is for much of Western Europe as well. The milder than average temperature anomalies are over in the east, and particularly in the southeast of Europe. And the precipitation anomaly is coming out drier than average there for the UK. Also for Ireland and for Scandinavia as well, so turning colder and drier is the basic message from these charts for the next week to 10 days. Here's the GFS for Thursday then, and we're going to be in quite a cold, slack northerly flow, with a bit of a ridge across the country, so I expect some hard night frost, but it should be mainly dry by day. We move through into Friday, and this is when we start to set up the easterly. So this area of low pressure to the south of Greenland starts to move southwards. We've got this little trough feature just here pushing down the western side. That could bring some rain or snow into Ireland, Wales and southwestern England on Friday. I've got a feeling it'll probably run to the west of Ireland. This is a bit too far east with this system, but let's wait and see. Don't want to put too much credence on that at this stage, because it's still quite a long way away. It's the end of the week, and we've got to wait and see where that trough goes on Friday. By the time we get through to Saturday, the main part of the trough of the energy is actually going down into the Bay of Biscay, but there's another little system just here across Ireland. So again, Friday into Saturday, this could be bringing rain or snow into Ireland, Wales, southwest England. If it's further east, of course, it means that the threat of snow is moved east. So we do have to watch what's happening with this system as it's diving down from Iceland and finishing up across the Bay of Biscay and France and Spain. Got to watch out exactly what track that takes. On the northern eastern side of this area of low pressure, the wind, of course, is going into the southeast, and that will eventually turn into an easterly or northeast as we get through into Sunday. So here's that northeasterly wind coming in on Sunday. Quite a strong wind, tightly packed isobar. So it's a windy day. It'll be a raw, fairly bitter feeling day. And as I say, that could be driving in snow showers off the east coast. Very difficult to say. The upper air temperatures are cold. We've got -5 iceberg clearing the country, so it will be a cold day on Sunday. And there is the suggestion of showers running down the eastern coast, even at this early stage through the course of Sunday. These are the temperatures at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, below freezing. And this takes us into Sunday afternoon again with those easterly to northeasterly winds with the cold upper air temperatures. As I say, there is the suggestion there that there could be showers running in off the east coast. It all looks very light and not much is made of it at this stage, but it's a very long way off for the model to be picking up on shower development on the east coast, and then they'll be pushed inland if they do form by that east to northeasterly wind. So let's wait and see quite what happens with that. We go through to the start of next week, and we're in this easterly northeasterly wind still on Monday, so cold weather is maintained. Remember, GFS wants to bring an area of low pressure in off the Atlantic through Tuesday and into Wednesday. There could be fun and games with that as it's running in to cold air. There could be rain, sleet or snow coming through with that. And then eventually on day 10, which is Thursday the 3rd of March, that low pressure finishes up in the North Sea. It's quite a deep feature. We bring down this really cold northerly wind again, so that is suggesting rain or snow coming in across the country, and then snow as it exits the country, and we bring down that northerly wind. That is a cold run this morning from the GFS model. ECMWF wants to bring back westerlies quite quickly next week, but first of all, let's deal with the low pressure coming down from Iceland on Friday. So it's running in across Ireland, so again it suggests rain or snow for Ireland, Wales and southwestern England on Friday. That low pressure goes down into the Bay of Biscay as we get through into Saturday, and then we don't set up quite a strong east to northeasterly wind on Sunday. However, there is some sort of trough here with this kink in the isobars just here, so it does suggest something coming down from the northeast Saturday into Sunday, possibly bringing some snow in off the North Sea, but it isn't that very strong and bitter northeasterly wind that we see from the GFS Sunday into Monday, just generally building a bit of a ridge through the country. It is cold, this, but not a great deal of wintry precipitation. As we go through to next week, though, the westerlies quickly return return. So this is Tuesday, the 1st of March, and the high pressure is sinking away, bringing those westerlies back in off the Atlantic. And we finish up on day 10 in a proper westerly there, Thursday the 3rd of March, bringing a strong westerly through with outbreaks of rain as well. So the ECM breaks this cold spell down really quite quickly, maybe a bit progressive in doing so. Finally, the GEM for Friday, there's that system coming down the western side. We've got to watch out for Ireland, Wales and South West England on Friday with this system. It is close enough to be bringing rain or snow on the current evidence of the models. That low pressure is centred across the Bay of Biscay as we go through into Saturday. Winds going into the east or the northeast. And then the low pressure is much closer to us on Sunday. So this is quite interesting. The low pressure is actually across northern France here. GFS and ECMWF don't have this low pressure anywhere near as close as this. So consequently, there's a very strong east to northeasterly wind coming in. And this low pressure is probably close enough to bring rain or maybe even significant snow, would you believe, to the south or the southeast of the country. And that low pressure is still very close to us as we go through into Monday as well. Monday the 29th, that low pressure is just off the southeastern coast, again driving in these east to northeasterly winds. Go through into Tuesday the 1st, and those low pressure tries to come in off the Atlantic, but doesn't really pull it off and actually just dives southwards again as it hits that cold air. So that could be rain or snow coming in from the west through the middle part of next week. And then on day 10, Thursday the 3rd of March, we finish up with low pressure more or less in situ over the country, but it's still cold. Notice the jet stream is still tracking to the south of the country, going something like that, and we're still entrenching cold air into that trough of low pressure. So the GEM is very wintry actually from the weekend and into next week. There are quite a few days there that are potentially fairly snowy. The GEM is always different, but I think probably over the top, and I would suspect we'll probably finish up with a blend of the GFS and the ECMWF. I think we'll keep it cold through the weekend into the start of next week. I would suspect we'll have more of an easterly than the ECMWF is showing, although we might return to a milder westerly by the middle of next week, something like that. But certainly I think we've got a week or 10 days maybe of pretty cold weather coming up. Doesn't look to be a great deal of snow in this at this stage, GEM aside, which is quite a snowy run, but I think it's over the top. So it doesn't look to be a great deal of snow in with this at this stage, but it is early days, and if we pick up this easterly and northeasterly wind over the weekend, we've got to be thinking about how those snow showers develop down the eastern coast, whether they develop and whether they push inland. So I'll be keeping you updated, obviously, over the next few days. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.